What?
Are you ready?
For what?
We're gonna do the show. Wait, where's your blue FreightWaves pullover?
My girlfriend threw it out and she lit it on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
On fire.
Yeah, she said it's time.
Time. Well, you said it'd been a long time since you watched it.
Yeah, joke's on her. It's still burning.
Still burning.
There's something going on with that thing. It's
Really
still on fire.
When did this happen?
At least a week ago.
A week ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
About a week ago.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess you learn something new every day, huh?
No, I haven't learned a thing.
Wait, are we on? Wait, we're on.
This is The Economy Lately, and I'm Matthew Smith, joined by my buddy, my partner in crime here, South Turk.
Hey!
And South, this is one of the reasons we got in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's your girlfriend's fault. She shouldn't have burned your pullover.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And those things are hard to come by. I'm going to have to order another one. Then I have to break it in for another 3 years.
3 years, yeah. You got to really season it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like seasoning and marinating. But this is okay too, I guess. I like this one. I like the pullover. I like the zip ups, but I love The Economy and I love all my viewers here. And South, I'm excited about this show because last week we had a few updates that we didn't really get to hone in on into some of the detail that I wanted to, but we got some updates and we're going to kick things off with a bang. So jumping into it, our first story that we're going to jump into is going to be around upstream activity, specifically the ISM PMI. We got updates around this late last week, but we're going to jump into some of the details that we got around it. We saw that for the first time since the midst of the pandemic, the ISM PMI dipped below 50, now officially in contraction, and this is upstream manufacturing. So we're looking at those industrial sectors for the most part. The other big thing is that we saw continued contraction for the new orders component. So new orders are really pertinent because it's indicative of future activity. And when we start to see new orders start to slow down and ease and start to contract, like in this case, that means that future activity is also starting to ease and slow as well. And you might think to yourself, hey, that's okay because there's backlogs to work through, but we're also seeing that there is some pretty stiff contraction going for the backlogs component, now reading at 40 percentage points for those backlogs, showing that there is fewer goods, or is fewer goods or are fewer goods?
I'd say are.
There are fewer
like
goods.
Like a pirate. Are.
Are.
Yeah.
There are fewer goods. Can we keep that?
Yeah.
There are fewer goods. Do we do a pirate head or something?
Yeah, we figured it out.
Okay. And so there are fewer goods happening right now, or being manufactured right now. And that's going to be a big thing as it comes to freight and freight demand. I mean, not just when we're looking at flatbed and boat dry, but the other capacity that we have, not just with Fotri and that aspect, but also we're looking at LTL because that's also going to play a role as well. And so that rhymes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at you. You got game.
Yeah, I do.
You're down with it.
I am hip with it.
Hip with it.
Yeah, that's it. And so maybe I should drop like a Spotify or Tidal. Do you use Tidal or Spotify?
I use Spotify, yes.
Okay, I use Tidal.
Yeah, I went back and forth between them, but yeah.
I care about the artists, so that's why.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
But at least someone here has to care about the creatives. But when we're looking at manufacturing, this is definitely going to be an area that's going to have some slower momentum or easing trends moving forward. The other update that we got last week was around the unemployment rate, and that is still sitting at 3.7%. We did see that there was a slight tick down in the participation rate. This week, we saw from the employment side or the labor market side, we saw that there was an uptick in the overall initial jobs claims. But I think the other big story here that we have to keep note of is going to be around the continued claims. So there's those initial claims which someone files for unemployment benefits for the first time, gives the name initial jobs claims, but there are those continued claims as well. So those are individuals that have filed for unemployment assistance but continue to file for that. That's starting to take up, and I believe that's now at the highest level that's been in over 10 months. And so we need to watch that one closely as well because those continued claims can start to add up, and that's really showing that there is a building kind of hidden momentum happening in these continued claims that might not be showing up on the initial claims overall. We're looking at the jobs market. This is definitely that's going to be one that's going to be pertinent to the strength of the overall economy. Now, that strength is something I'm going to use very lightly right now because there's a lot of concerns. And of course, I go into this all the time, but credit card utilization was one that was updated in this last week as well, showing that there is still some upward movement here. Big thing is that we're looking at from some of the early data sets right now showing that there is a somewhat shift happening right now from their spending on services to goods. And so that is a big aspect within overall credit card usage. But when we're looking at overall spending, that is one that we're going to really want to see edge down a little bit more as we continue to move on into 2023. If you remember from last episode, even though we're seeing that there's continued spending, that's not exactly the sign that the economy is in a good position or the consumer is in a good position. Remember, the savings rate is now at the lowest level that we've seen in really over 15 years or thereabouts. That's not putting the consumer in a good position. When the savings rate is low and we're seeing that credit card utilization is at all-time highs, this is really putting in a lot of pressure for future expectations and any type of resiliency that we can expect from the consumer throughout the first part of 2023.
Wait, so like, let's just say hypothetically that like this new set, this new desk, this new screen, these new lights.
Yeah.
Let's just say hypothetically speaking, maybe someone accidentally put all of that on a credit card that he opened in not only his name, but like his good friend Banthony's name as well. Would that like be a bad thing?
Are you saying that we weren't given this? Did you pay for this?
We'll talk about it later, all
right? So, South, you bought all this stuff?
I mean, I didn't steal it.
Okay, so we're gonna have to sell this.
We're on there. We're back on there.
And that's gonna do for this episode of Economy Lately. And do you like this desk? How about this set? Because it's for sale, South.
Yeah. Just,
everything must go, and I'm sure we can find a reasonable price, right, South?
Yes, right.
I'm even sitting on a top state-of-the-art chair here. If you like what you see, reach out and we'll make a deal.
It's a smart chair, isn't it?
Why do we need a smart chair?
I don't know. It just everything else is smart. Do you think there's a market for dumb things? Can we make dumb TVs, dumb chairs, dumb refrigerators?
Dumb TV hosts?